The biggest troll in the food industry, Taco Bell. Interested to see what we got with this and see why Taco Bell is the biggest troll in the industry. Before we do get into this, appreciate if you guys can subscribe button. Yeah, let's see what we got.
This is gonna be one of those times where you're like, man, I feel like I knew that. It just never really dawned on me until now.
Okay.
Today we're talking about Taco Bell, probably the biggest troll in the restaurant industry.
Why?
Buh! That's not true. Have you read Wendy's Twitter? It's hilarious. Buh! Yeah, we know Wendy.
Oh, wait, you know what? I've actually seen some of Wendy's tweets before. They are pretty funny, I can't lie.
This has a funny Twitter where they clap back at people in the comment section. Okay, what I need you to understand is that Taco Bell has been out here actively trolling entire government agencies, and they've been doing it since back in the 90s before the internet made that shit easy. They're quite literally one of, if not the only pioneer of meme-style marketing. Our story begins in 1948 with a young man by the name of Glenn Bell. See what they did there? Glenn Bell, Taco Bell. Anyways, moving on. Glenn Bell.
Okay, yeah, I see what Glenn Bell has done there.
Bell has just returned home from serving his country as a cook in the United States Marine Corps. Okay, right out of the gate, things are already starting to add up. I've said it once and I'll say it again. You don't call up the Marines unless you want something dead, broken, or pregnant, and I've known that Taco Bell was military food all along. But Glenn didn't start off by selling Mexican food right out of the gate. He actually opened up a hot dog stand in San Bernardino, California, known as Glenn's Drive-In. And things go absolutely awesome. They go so awesome that after a couple of years, he opens up a second location and expands into not only selling hot dogs, but also selling hamburgers.
Bell's Hamburgers.
But then another restaurant comes into San Bernardino, California, and they're also just trying to sell a bunch of hamburgers, a little company called McDonald's. So Glenn decides, you know what? I'm not going to try to out hamburger McDonald's. I'm going to go ahead and make a slight alteration to my menu. I'm not going to sell hot dogs and hamburgers anymore. I'm going to start selling tacos. And
hey, wait, you know when McDonald's first came around, did they just come around with full force then? For competition to be like, whoa, we're not competing with these.
Slight alteration to my menu. I'm not going to sell hot dogs and hamburgers anymore. I'm going to start selling tacos. And my favorite little fun fact about this is that Taco Bell's taco sauce is actually Glenn Bell's original recipe for the chili in his chili dog.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
That's it. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my God.
Crack the code.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, did you guys know that tacos are just Mexican hot dogs?
Services for emergencies only?
Yeah, I know, but hear me out. This explains why Taco Bell's original slogan was always think outside the bun.
Holy
She is suffering.
Wait. But the meat in the hot dog, wait, I'm even calling it a hot dog now. He's confused me. The meat in the taco isn't hot dog meat though, right? I actually don't know what meat's in the taco, bro. I'm not really had too many tacos before, especially American ones.
From the worst case of hemorrhoids I have ever seen!
Sorry, I got really distracted. Anyways, he goes from selling hot dogs and hamburgers, changes the name of his restaurant to Taco Tia, and now he starts selling tacos out of a drive-thru window. And his entire strategy is volume. He wants to sell as many tacos as possible, as cheaply as possible. He ends up selling tacos for 19 cents a piece, and the reason he's able to do that is he just streamlines the entire making or assembly process of a taco. And the way he does that is
I know it's back then and inflation's happened, but 19 cents per taco sounds crazy.
Pretty much exclusively utilizes hard shells. That way, the tacos are just easier to make and the shells are always ready. And to some degree, he's kind of credited with inventing the hard shell taco, which probably isn't true, but he's definitely the reason that they became so popular. And if you think that sounds crazy, it's absolutely not. You got to remember, this is like the 1950s. A lot of people in America that weren't near the southern border had never even heard of a taco, let alone had one. For a lot of people at this point in time, the first time they actually had Mexican food was at a Taco Bell once they started expanding. But regardless, the point is Glenn Bell has officially just become the Henry Ford of tacos, okay? Just mass production. And to nobody's surprise, that goes great. He grows Taco Tia into multiple locations, ends up selling the entire brand off to another company, starts his own company to grow it again. This one is called El Taco. Does the same thing all over again, grows a company, sells it off. This time he wants to do it a fourth time, but he wants to make it a franchise company and he wants to run.
Wait, how many taco are they all taco companies that he's making and selling off? Yo, how many taco companies is he making, bro? He's just building a brand, selling it. Wait, where are these brands when he sells them off? Did they just die out?
The entire thing. So he needs some capital. He partners up with 4 players from the NFL's LA Rams, and they end up starting the very first Taco Bell in 1962. And absolutely nobody's surprised, they totally crush it. I mean, they're selling 19-cent tacos to Americans. It's basically a layup. In the NBA, though.
Well, again, no Breeze. To go. Angel physical game. Kennedy, Carter.
Wait, but they're missing all the shots.
Anyways, what
I thought that whole point of that saying was like tacos, like they're slam dunking, bro. Like it's an easy score, but they're missing.
within 5 years of being in business, they're doing so well that by 1967, other successful fast food franchises are looking to cut in to this fast food Mexican niche. So Pizza Hut actually starts their own restaurant called Taco Boy, ends up being a huge failure. They cannot out taco the Bell.
Oh, really?
Okay, fast forward 10 more years, they crush it the entire time. And then in 1978, they actually do end up getting bought out by a larger company, Pepsi. Okay, and this is the most important part of the story because this is where shit gets completely out of hand, okay? Pepsi also bought a bunch of other restaurants right around the same time, like KFC and Pizza Hut. But Pepsi wasn't out there buying all these restaurants.
Wait. Does Pepsi own KFC and Pizza Hut? I didn't know that.
Because they were trying to make money off of the restaurant, right? They didn't think they could sell tacos better than Taco Bell. They didn't think they could sell pizza better than Pizza Hut.
Oh, wait, is that why when you go to KFC or Pizza Hut, they only give you Pepsi and not Coke? Oh, I hate that, dude. Bro, I hate that. I love my Coke, bro. That's why I love McDonald's, man. They give you Coke.
They bought them so that they could beat Coke. You see, because at this point in time, Coca-Cola is number one. It's not even close. Everybody prefers Coke, and Coke is in every restaurant in America.
Oh, okay.
And Pepsi realizes that they need to be able to get their soda into restaurants so that people are forced to try it.
Here comes your airplane. There you go.
Wait,
Open.
so you buy the whole restaurant to put your Pepsi in there? Crazy. Bro, crazy.
Open into the hangar. There you go. Yeah, eat it. Put it in your mouth and just eat it. God, I hate it.
And at this point, pretty much no restaurants in America are going to willingly carry Pepsi products because everybody wants Coke and they don't want to have to tell every customer, is Pepsi okay? So in PepsiCo's mind, in a complete just gangster big dick move, they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to force restaurants to carry Pepsi. We're going to buy out entire restaurant chains and then force them to carry Pepsi products, which is going to force the customer to drink Pepsi. And then we're going to get a following. And why this is important to Taco Bell's story is because the new owner of Taco Bell doesn't really give a shit about tacos. Okay, new mission is not to sell good quality Mexican food at a fair price. No, the new mission is get as many motherfuckers through the door as possible and force them to try Pepsi. And at this point, Taco Bell, aka the restaurant founded by a Marine, is like, I'm gonna do dumb shit and troll everybody. Which, to be fair, is a completely reasonable reaction when your entire company basically gets turned into a front to waterboard people with Pepsi. Okay, we're just gonna take the shenanigans from the top, okay? In 1992, Taco Bell hired Johnny Cash to be their spokesperson, right? And I know what you're thinking. Why is that funny? Johnny Cash is awesome. Seems like a great spokesperson. A, I completely agree. But B, it's funny because he's the guy that got famous for singing The Ring of Fire. Okay, moving right along, the very next year, 1993, Demolition Man the movie comes out. Okay, for those of you that are not familiar with this cinematic masterpiece, here's the entire plot line. We're gonna take Rocky, we're gonna put him inside of a popsicle, and then we're gonna thaw him out like 100 years in the future so that he can fight Blade with blonde hair. So Taco Bell jumps in and they're like, you know what? Make us every single restaurant in the future. During the storyline of this movie, have a little offshoot where you pepper in the fact that every restaurant in the world is now Taco Bell because there was restaurant wars and Taco Bell fucking won. Okay, the longer this story goes on, the more sense it makes that it was founded by a Marine. By the time 1996 rolls around, they decide they're not going to just troll their customers, they're going to start trolling everybody, including the United States government. So what they did for April Fools in 1996 is they took out a full-page ad in the 7 biggest newspapers in America claiming that Taco Bell had reached an agreement with the US government to purchase the fucking Liberty Bell and that they were renaming it the Taco Liberty Bell instead. Now, bear in mind, this is 1996. Public outcry is still moving pretty slow. There's no Twitter, there's no social medias where people can just immediately be
people would actually be believing that, mate.
Reactionary at the drop of a hat. No, if you want to be
they would be believing that.
You've got to write a letter or you've got to go get a phone book, track down somebody's phone number, and call them. There was so much public outcry that by noon of April Fools, the Philadelphia branch of the National Park Service had to have an emergency press conference and tell everybody that it was just a joke and that they didn't sell the Liberty Bell to a taco company.
No way. Hey, what a good troll, bro. What a good... Yo, this is making me... I've never had a Taco Bell, bro, but this is really making me want to have a Taco Bell. Yo, I'm very, very surprised though, that Pepsi... Actually, don't surprise me, but it's just something I didn't know. I didn't know Pepsi was buying out the restaurants to force Pepsi into the restaurants. Listen, when I have to argue with so many people saying that Coke is way better than Pepsi, man. especially in the UK. Pepsi's ass, bro. Pepsi's not good. I have so many arguments about it. Listen, your own drink Pepsi. This is to you Pepsi fans out there. Yeah, your own drink Pepsi had to be forced into restaurants. It was that bad. But then again, I've heard in America Pepsi is pretty good. Like it seems a lot sweeter in America than it is in the UK. In the UK, Pepsi's quite like salty, not sweet.
Also worth noting, because it's funny, the White House press secretary at the time, when he was asked about this joke, decided to be a complete smartass and respond by saying, and I quote, "The federal government is also selling the Lincoln Memorial to Ford Motor Company and renaming it the Lincoln Mercury Memorial." And my personal favorite, in 2001, the Russian/Soviet space station Mir was gonna collide back to Earth. Okay, this is like the last remaining symbol of Soviet space travel success, and it is gonna fall into the ocean.
It's got to be his big break. We've got to fuck with him.
So Taco Bell is like, fuck it, we're gonna get a giant inflatable target and stick it in that part of the ocean with a big ass bullseye that says free tacos here. And if the Russians can manage to hit this fucking target with their space station, we're gonna give free tacos to everybody in America.
No,
this
that's
is why
funny.
Pepsi's my favorite soda brand. Do I like the taste? No, but I just like how much they hate the USSR. Okay, for those of you a little fuzzy on the timeline, the USSR disbanded in 1991,
Yo, that's
right?
actually funny.
6 years later, in 1997, Pizza Hut, the other restaurant owned by Pepsi, gets Mikhail Gorbachev, the former leader of the USSR, to appear in a Pizza Hut commercial to send the very clear, very loud message of communism can't out Pizza the Hut. And now, 4 years after that, the Mir space station, the last remaining symbol of Soviet success at literally anything, is about to fall out of orbit and collide with the planet, and a taco company is putting a giant target in outer space, offering free tacos to the entire country that beat them in the Cold War if they manage to hit this target with any remnants of this Soviet space station. Not only is this going to maximize the amount of people watching with anticipation as one of the last living memories of the Soviet Union dies, it's also one giant last middle finger letting them know, hey, we have complete confidence that you guys always miss. Which is exactly what happened. The Soviet space station did.
Yo, that would have been so funny if they actually hit it though. That would have been so funny.
Not hit the target, probably because it wasn't at point blank facing a wall, and Taco Bell did not have to buy everyone in America a taco. So Taco Bell is just god tier level shit talking and trolling, but on top of that, they also have brilliant marketing ideas. My personal favorite and most infuriating, mostly because it didn't stick around, was in 2017, Taco Bell collaborated with Lyft to have a taco mode inside of their app. And what taco mode was is that when you got picked up by your Lyft driver, they would then immediately take you to the closest Taco Bell drive-thru, let you get food, and then take you home from the bar.
You know what? I've always, McDonald's didn't do that with Uber, bro. Because I've got in Uber so many times, I'd be like, yo, can I ask him to take me McDonald's? But then I was like, it's not in my scheduled drive, you know what I mean? I don't want to be extra. But yo, that'd be so good.
Okay, I don't know how this feature didn't stick around longer. Maybe I'm in the minority, apparently, but this is exactly what I want, okay? I spent my entire childhood getting told don't talk to strangers. As a grown-ass adult, there's nothing I want more in my life than to be able to summon a stranger with my cell phone and have them take me to Taco Bell before dropping my drunk ass off at home. And you know what? I'm gonna order all the ridiculous shit they've had on the menu over the years, because remember, they're only there to push Pepsi products. They don't care about having good quality Mexican food, and that's why they've essentially turned their entire menu into a circus show. I love it. The entire menu is just like the shit that you would talk about with your buddies when you were like drunk or high. Like, bro, you know what would sound good if we made a quesadilla and then turned that quesadilla into the shell for a burrito? We'll call it the quesarito. Oh man, this crunch.
Yeah, but listen, they still gotta like do good enough food for people to go in the door to then get the Pepsi.
Wrap sure is good. You know what would make it better? If we replaced the hard shell tortilla on the inside with a giant fucking Cheez-It. And you know what? While we're at it, we might as well make the hard shell tacos shell a giant Dorito. Why not? So yeah, in conclusion, that is the story of Taco Bell. That time that a Marine came home from World War II, started a Mexican hot dog restaurant that somehow perfected the art of shit-talking, trolling, and creating weird menu items, all on its quest to force people to drink Pepsi. Thank you for watching.
Yo, I can't lie, that's made me like Taco Bell even more, even though I do not like Pepsi, bro. Very, very, very cool story, very cool company. Very interesting to find out that Pepsi was buying so many restaurants to like promote their Pepsi. Don't surprise me though, but just something I didn't know. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you have a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.